So let me tell you something in a little soccer metaphor, an active metaphor to keep you awake. About the challenge we had in this field, which Cara already told a lot about. And our training program, we developed the training elements and our goals, of course. So, this was also a girl who participated in our first group. The challenge, Cara already told you a lot about the challenge in behavioral therapy and also the need to optimize this therapy. And we have, we also have a wish in the patient group about not only focusing on tic reduction, but also try to enhance the quality of life. So that's also a very big purpose of this project. And it's also a common treatment barrier that specialized therapists who can give this behavior therapy are not always this available for local treatment. So families have to travel very far every week and the children have to practice on their own in home environment, and that can be quite difficult to keep motivating and keep disciplined enough to do this exercise at home and come to every week to the therapist. So these are the challenges we wanted to tackle, really. And we decided to develop a program. This is a poster I presented in Copenhagen last year. And it's really, we asked ourselves, what if we could combine all these things we know or we know are helpful? What if we combine the therapy, which is evidence-based, which works, with a lot of supporting and motivating elements? Wouldn't that be very, that meet the needs and wishes of the families, and would maybe increase the treatment outcome? So that's what we did. We developed this training, which consists in the core of the field is, of course, the treatment, the intensive ERP, exposure and response prevention. And we do that intensive. We mean we offer that in 4 days of treatment, so 3 days in a row, and a booster day after a week, so that children have a lot of therapy, but it's the same 12 hours as they would have received if they would follow an individual treatment program. So, and we added all these elements to it. For example, the group support, and we do it in a group format so that the children are motivating each other, and we add all those elements to it, which I will tell you more about later. Also, interesting aspect of this program is the patient participation. The patient group initiated and organized 2 of the elements, the coping strategy workshops and the parent meetings. There was a big influence of the patient group there. And they all cooperated in designing this program and in thinking about us with us in the research team. So this is just to give you a glimpse of the program, not to discuss this in detail, but the pink rows are the therapy sessions, and as you can see, there is a lot of space around it to have some variety in active and talking and moving, so that it was a good program with a lot of exercise. The group formats, I can tell you that we aim to enhance the motivation, of course, And some children never have seen another child before with tics, and they always thought they were the only one. So that was a chance for them to learn to experience that in the first place, and to see that it's not so very rare as they would see themselves. And of course the social support. During all the activities we saw that children were supporting each other, but also during the therapy sessions. So not only individual context like the video, also there were sometimes small groups of children exercising with the therapist at the same time. So the one child has direct instructions of the therapist, and the other child is supporting, and then they shift turns. So that was quite an interesting situation where the children have to support each other and also take care of their own exercise and feel the urges and trying to suppress them. Here are some quotes to give you an idea of the reactions. For some children it was very busy because of the group element, and it's more crowded than individual, of course, but they still learned a lot, and a girl enjoyed doing this with other children instead of alone. She already had some individual therapy that wasn't working for her, and the father said he was pleased to see he's not the only one with this problem, his son. And then this is the element of the patient group who organized the coping strategy workshops. This was actually organized and developed by 2 adult Tourette patients who were also educational professionals. That's the perfect combination for this, of course. And one of them is standing here on the left side. Because we also wanted to add some experiential knowledge to this. And they built a beautiful workshop program around 3 themes. And the first theme was offered in the first day around the thought, I'm fine the way I am. And how did they do it? They made big posters with the name of the child in the middle and 4 blocks. And the blocks were standing for what do I like, what do I dislike, what are my personality traits, and what are my dreams. And the children could put some sticky notes, they wrote down all those kinds of characteristics, and they took it on the wall. And then the workshop leaders just asked a kind of very interesting questions, like if I remove the sticky note with I like football, I just keep playing the football metaphor, I'm sorry. When I remove I like football, does the poster still is correct? Well, children disagreed, of course, because that's what that boy or girl was liking, so you can't change that. But then she removed I have tics. Does the poster still is correct? No, they couldn't agree. So that was kind of food for thought for them. And also, can I decide that I remove something? If I think you have to think tics are stupid, can I decide that for you? That you should think it's stupid. So there were all kinds of eye-openers for the children. Well, the second theme was given twice, the second and the fourth day. It was about solution-oriented thinking. I like the metaphor with the wall and the door, which Laura invented. The idea is you have a problem with one part is not changeable. You cannot do anything about it. That's a wall. And the other part of the problem is, you can solve it. It's the door. You only have to think about the key. How can I solve this problem? So you have all these kinds of out-of-the-box solutions that you can think of, and we train together with the children to find as many possible solutions they can think of, and then pick the best one out of this. So that's a way of thinking we practice with the children. And that's also the way with Tourette's. You can have tics, but you can learn how to deal with problems caused by the tics. So that was very interesting too. And the third theme was given on the third day. That was to focus on the positive traits of children. So they, for example, learned how to. They made this mind map about all kinds of things that they come up with Tourette's, like creative mind, and you can of course think about a chaotic head or something, but it's also creative. You can think about that you always want to have control, but you can also see it as a way of being very perseverance. So that was a way of thinking, and they made some very nice paintings about happy thoughts.
Something they liked. That was
something they made them happy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, these are just some experience of the children. They all were very satisfied by this element. I think the first one is very beautiful. Because, that's the recognition you get from adult patients. Well, then we also added some other motivating and supportive elements to it. For example, this training app. Children can learn to apply that when there is no therapist around. So in the home environment, they can. It's very nice. Actually, you can tap when you have a tic, and you try to make a record to suppress them as long as you can, and setting records. And then you get rewards for mini games, and it's all very much it meets the way of thinking of children, and it's also a kind of support during practicing at home. And of course, the psychoeducation, which Jeanette told about. We talked about tics and urges to parents as well as children, tic triggers, and we made keep the tics away plan. I think it's a nice new word. And also told parents how they could help their children to perform the exercises at home. We added some relaxation elements, breathing techniques, short breaks, and of course some playtime outdoors, not only football, I promise. And in 2 parent meetings on the first and the third day, we gave some psychoeducation, therapy, and we talked about the therapy. We explained to parents what really it was all about, because they don't have such a good vision of that sometimes, and they like to hear some practicing tips. And of course they could also exchange their own experiences and problems with home situations, so they could also learn from each other and give each other tips. And that was also very satisfactory for most of the parents, not all of them, of course. So, and this, our goals in this pilot study is, of course, to first look at the feasibility. Is it feasible? Is it not too exhausting that half of the children go home in the middle of the program? Well, that didn't happen, of course, so I'm very happy. And to look at the satisfactory questionnaires we gave them. And well, the results of the pilot study I will present on Friday, so if you're interested, come and listen. And we wish to study this more closely in a bigger group, because we now have 2 groups of 6 and 8 children, so 14 in total, and we'd like to look more closely in a bigger group with a control group, and so that we even hope to get a chance to personalize this, so that we can say in future, for which children benefit from such a group program with all these elements, for which children individual therapy remains the best option. So that would be nice if we could do that. But of course, we need a bigger amount of patients. So I would like to thank my team. This is really a dream team. All experienced therapists and scientists, and of course the patient group. This was very a positive experience for us to have this group with all different skills and patient view and all kinds of knowledge together in one team. And of course our sponsor in football terms, Tourette's Action, who made this study possible, we'd like to thank. And yes, I'm very curious about your suggestions actually. I think we do that not now but afterwards, about optimizing this program, or maybe you have some ideas for us. So it will be interesting. Okay, thank you.